Hey guys, and welcome to From Riffs to Reels, which is my guitar player's startup course to all things social media. This course is designed for anybody who wants to give making guitar content a go. We're going to talk a bit about how I got started with everything and how you guys can literally start making videos today. I'm going to show you my entire recording process, so from start to finish of the idea for a reel, right the way until you export it and upload it onto your phone. So I guess in the beginning for me, guitar content wasn't something that I necessarily planned on doing. We were basically in the middle of a lockdown and I knew I wanted to start taking guitar playing a little bit more seriously again. And I think what comes with that is eventually as you start progressing and starting taking a little bit of pride in your work, you kind of just want to start sharing what you do with the world a little bit. So that's basically what I wanted to do. I've been watching YouTube content for quite a while, or guitar YouTube content, so I kind of had an idea of how everything was done. In the beginning, there was no major plan, like, you know, I'm gonna make an Instagram page and a YouTube channel and I'm gonna start uploading stuff and get 1 million views and stuff like that. It was purely born out of the idea of, I've learnt a song, let's see if I can go through the process of recording it, playing it, and putting myself on camera and upload it to YouTube and get a view or two. And that's literally where it came from. It was purely me just experimenting and throwing stuff at the wall. And that's something that I've stuck with to this day. I still enjoy doing it. I've learned a lot along the way. I've learned a lot of do's, I've learned a lot of don'ts. But today what I want to do is I just want to share with you guys everything I've learned so that you can go about starting this whole thing for yourself. So before we get into anything, there's no sort of preconceived idea of what is 100% right and 100% wrong here. The tips and tricks that I'm going to give you guys is stuff that's based on everything that I've learned over the last 5 or 6 years of doing this, and it's just to serve as sort of like a starting point so that you don't have to go through all the hours and hours and hours of me banging my head against the wall trying to, you know, figure stuff out with editing and getting things lined up. And why does this look good on my phone but it doesn't look good on my computer, and trying to get everything exported correctly and stuff like that. I basically, just want to save you guys all the headaches that I had and just give you a nice simple blueprint to start from when it comes to making guitar content. So first and foremost, do not be put off by all the guys out there who seem to have these really perfect streamlined reels and stuff like that and videos. You know, we all started somewhere. You can obviously do things to set yourself up for the best chance of success, which hopefully you're going to learn about today. But just because you haven't got all the fancy gear and stuff like that, it doesn't mean that you can't start making now. Okay, I started off with a very, very simple setup, and that's going to lead us on to the first thing that we're going to talk about, which is gear. So obviously the first thing that you're going to want is a guitar, but I'm assuming by this point that's a little bit of a given, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here, right? But the next sort of thing in that order is going to be a camera, all right? And you do not need to go spending £600 or dollars plus on some sort of fancy camera in order to make online content. Everything that I have done since day one has been off of my iPhone. Smartphone cameras are absolutely incredible in this day and age, and I still continue to make content with my iPhone. As a matter of fact, I'm shooting on my iPhone 16 Pro Max right now as we speak. It's amazing the things that you can actually do from your smartphone, whether you've got a Samsung or an iPhone or whatever it is. It's amazing what you can pull off. And you know, there are a couple of things that I've learned along the way about filming on a smartphone, and the first thing that I would share with you is for my particular phone anyway, which is the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I've had iPhones right the way through my career, so it's kind of been like a consistent factor, is the back camera is way better than the front facing camera. And I know that might be a little bit sort of inconvenient in terms of trying to get yourself into frame and stuff like that. I have made reels before where I just do it off the front facing camera. It serves equally as well as the rear camera, but if you're looking for a little bit sharper footage, I've found that the back camera is a lot better. So you're gonna want to start experimenting a little bit with getting yourself into frame. and you might have to get back up out your chair and just check and do a sort of like a test run to make sure everything, you know, is as you want it to be in frame. But the results are well worth it. But like I said, I have done very sort of spur of the moment reels off of my front facing camera, and the quality has just been good enough. It's more so for the long form content that I use the rear camera. The next thing would definitely be a camera stand or a stand for your smartphone. If you're going for the smartphone route, they're very, very cheap on Amazon. However, for the longest time, what I did, if you go all the way back to the beginning of my channel, until quite far in actually, I used to just stack 2 tables on top of each other and wedge my phone between a couple of candles. So, you know, if you don't have this stuff, but you're eager to just get going, just get resourceful. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, all you need to do is just prop your phone up. You know, the amount of times that I've took a glass or something like that and just put it on my desk here and, you know, just leant my phone up against it. At the end of the day, you just need something to pop your phone up against. But for me personally, it got to a point where I was like, right, I think I'd like to have a stand that offers a little bit more adaptability and freedom with my camera angles and stuff like that. So for the sake of £15 on Amazon, it saved me a world of trouble. My iPhone is literally sat right now on said camera stand. It's very affordable, and it's just going to make your life a lot easier. So that would be the second thing I would say you need. The next thing I would strongly suggest is a computer for your editing software. Now, you know, I think a computer is kind of like a basic thing in most households these days, but if you don't have a computer, don't panic. I've split the sort of recording up into 2 aspects for this course, if you like. There's a very basic way that you can go about making reels just off of your phone, and you can crop stuff down in your phone's gallery and stuff like that, or even on the platform of your choice, whether it's Instagram or TikTok. They've really broadened out what you can do now when you're uploading, so it's not just a case of you record a video and then you put it on the platform and it goes out as is. You're able to crop your videos down in this day and age. You know, you're able to put text on there and have it disappear when you want it to go. So really play around with the platform that you're using. I still do that to this day sometimes. So if you don't have a computer, don't panic. But if you wanted to go for the full whack with recording audio and all that sort of stuff, and you know, nice sort of cuts and things like that, a computer would definitely be necessary for that. And that brings us on to the next thing, which of course is editing software. I use DaVinci Resolve because it's free, believe it or not. It's by Black Magic Design. It's a great program. I would make sure that your computer is hot enough to run it. Although in the beginning, when I first started doing this, I did not have a stupidly fast computer or anything like that. It was a very small, simple HP computer that basically a relative gave me because it wasn't being used in her office. So, you know, you don't have to go and buy a stupidly fast gaming PC or anything like that to make this work. But the one thing I would say with editing software is the bottom line is the more capabilities your computer has and your graphics card and stuff like that, the easier it's going to be in the long run, especially with exporting times and stuff like that. So have a look around, see which software you think would suit you. If you're a Mac user, I believe that comes with iMovie or something like that, and that's basically the one that comes pre-installed. I know a lot of people use that. It's very fast and quick for editing. A paid one would be Adobe Premiere, I believe, if you want to go down that route, but to this day I still use DaVinci Resolve by Black Magic Design because it is free to use, and it still serves me till this day.